Good evening and welcome to our regular city council meeting of July 12th. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mayor Hartke,
Here.
Vice Mayor Stewart,
Here.
Councilmember Harris,
Here.
Councilmember Lopez,
Here.
Councilmember Rowe,
Here.
Councilmember Ellis,
Here.
Councilmember Orlando.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. So to those in our audience, we have a regular city council meeting. We're required to have 2 per month. And after we pass the budget, we've condensed these to do a council meeting, study session, and then another council meeting on Thursday. So many of you are probably here for the study session, except Pastor Lynn Winters from Cornerstone Church, who's going to lead us in an invocation. And Vice Mayor, if you would lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance afterwards. Pastor.
Dearest Heavenly Father, we come before you tonight just so thankful for our city. And we're thankful for these men and women that you have placed in their positions of leadership. And our desperate desire tonight is that every decision would be to the benefit of the people that we serve. And so, God, we just ask you for your wisdom and direction. We confess out loud that there's a limit to our knowledge, but no limit to yours. And so we appeal to the God who knows the beginning and the end, and we ask you to lead and direct and help us to make decisions that are even beyond our ability. God, we ask all of these things in the precious name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you, Vice Mayor. Council, on our agenda tonight is we have 4 items, and then we will move into our study session. I believe motion is in order at this point.
Mayor.
I think I heard this mayor first. So.
That's fine.
Councilmember Harris.
All right, Mayor, I move that we accept. Approve, yes, approve, y'all. I'm getting it together. I'm still new. Monday, July 12, 2021. Consent agenda for this meeting. Did I say it right?
Well done. Thank you.
Is it good enough, Dana? Good enough?
Oh,
all right, good.
Mayor,
I'll second.
Mayor, I can
Thank you.
Vice Mayor already second. So we have a motion and a second. Any further comments from council? Seeing none, council, please vote.
Motion carries unanimously.
Great, thank you. And with that, I'll adjourn our regular meeting. Next on our agenda is our study session for this evening. And again, clerk, please call the roll.
Mayor Harkey,
Here.
Vice Mayor Stewart,
Here.
Councilmember Harris,
Here.
Councilmember Lopez,
Here.
Councilmember Rowe,
Here.
Councilmember Ellis,
Here.
Councilmember Orlando.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, City Clerk. We have a number of scheduled appearances which involve service recognitions and a proclamation. And Councilmember Rowe, if you'll please join me out front. Acting City Manager Wright.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council. At this time, I'd like to ask Derek Horn, our Development Services Director, to come forward and make the first presentation.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I would like to ask Kevin Mayo to please come forward.
Rarely do we get such applause.
And it is indeed with great pleasure that I recognize Kevin Mayo's 20 years of service to the city of Chandler. Kevin is a native Southern Californian who joined the city as a research assistant with economic development. He became a planner 1 in 2001, where he processed countless use permit, preliminary development, and zoning applications. Over the past 2 decades, Kevin moved up in the organization, holding the positions of Planner 1, 2, Senior City Planner, Principal Planner, and then Planning Manager. In 2018, Kevin was promoted to his current position of Planning Administrator. Kevin not only has oversight over the planning and zoning operations of the city, he also has oversight over our Geographic Information System section and serves as Zoning Administrator. Outside of work, Kevin and his wife Kristen have 2 sons, Caden and Ryan, and they all enjoy camping, off-roading, and working on their 4 cars. Thank you, Kevin, for 20 years of service.
Mayor and Council, at this time, I'd like to ask Dawn Lang, our Management Services Director, to make her presentation.
Thank you. I would like to ask Julie Bilt to come forward and be recognized for 20 years as well. Woo. Yeah, Julie began her career with the city in July of 2001 as a financial analyst in the Management Services Department and was promoted to a senior financial analyst in 2006. She is a talented accountant with her CPA, allowing her expertise to be used in many different areas, including work on the city's annual budget, numerous special projects, and the review of the annual financial report. Julie is currently a budget division team member where she supports departments and manages citywide personnel. Julie's major contribution was the implementation of system development and impact fees that have supported Chandler's growth through the years by funding capital improvements. She continues to be the subject matter expert in this area and many others, too numerous to list. Tonight, Julie's husband Todd and her 2 children, Annika and Kirsten, celebrate with us. In the back there, wave. Julie, you are a valued member of our team family, and I thank you for your 20 years of service. We hope you're here for many more years to come.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, for our final presentation this evening, I'd like to ask Mike Hollingsworth, our Facilities and Fleet Manager, to come forward.
Mayor and council, I'd like to ask Joe Alvarado to come forward, please, for his 25 years of service recognition. Joe actually began when he was 8 years old with the city. So, looking pretty good, Joe. Today, we recognize Joe Alvarado for 25 years of service to the city of Chandler. Joe began his career with the city as a custodian in 1996. In 2007, he was promoted to lead custodian, then again in 2017, promoted to supervisor. With a custodial staff of 8 in 1996 to 25 today, along with numerous additions to the city's facility inventory, Joe has played an active role in the strategic direction of the city's custodial efforts, from training and development of staff to selection of outside contractors augmenting custodial services. As a true team player with a strong work ethic and customer focus, he has embraced his responsibilities and challenges to keep the city's facilities clean and safe for its staff and citizens. I sincerely applaud Joe for his accomplishments and thank him for his leadership, commitment, and exceptional contributions to the city of Chandler. Thank you.
So Joe, we introduced the other family, so we're going to give you a shot to do this. I see your beautiful wife, your 3 kids and extended husbands, and your father here. Would you like to introduce them?
Okay, I'd like to introduce my wife, Delia. We're after 20 years of marriage. Got Carmen, and I got Crystal there. And Diamond, the youngest of them all. I'm still missing my oldest, but she'll probably be showing up here later.
You have to tell them the backstory with the mayor.
Oh, and the mayor here had married us back in 28 years ago. It's been really good working with him this past few years, too.
Mayor, that concludes our service recognitions tonight.
Thank you, Acting City Manager. And we have a proclamation, I believe, related to Parks and Rec Month. So Melanie Dykstra is going to come up and receive the proclamation. It's good to see you, Melanie. Melanie confesses that Chandler is her one true city that she loves above all else, even though she works for a town right next door to us. Whereas parks and recreation programs are an integral part of communities throughout the country, including Chandler, Arizona. And whereas the City of Chandler's parks, playgrounds, trails, recreation programs, community and aquatic centers make Chandler an attractive and desirable place to work, play, visit, while contributing to the quality of life and economic vitality. And whereas Chandler parks, recreation, and aquatic facilities provide equity to Chandler residents of all ages, races, and abilities to enjoy nature and a healthy lifestyle. And whereas the enjoyment of our recreational amenities allow us to celebrate the commitment of Chandler to conserve and protect our air, water, and wildlife throughout the enhanced maintenance, education, and programs that engage the community. Now, therefore, I, Kevin Hartke, Mayor of the City of Chandler, Arizona, hereby recognize the month of July 2021 as Park and Recreation Month. We witness this and call our community to enjoy our parks. Would you like to say anything?
Well, on behalf of the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board and Community Services Department, I am honored to be here tonight. Thank you, Mayor and Council. I do want to encourage everyone to get out and play for Parks and Recreation Month. As a matter of fact, I am skipping water aerobics tonight from the city of Chandler to be here. But I actually understand how Parks and Recreation has contributed to the healthy lifestyles of our Chandler residents, and we do want them to get out and play. My kids have been fortunate to work out at Tumbleweed. My son actually has a favorite Zumba instructor. My daughter volunteered as a junior counselor in training and then has moved up to playing with her friends at Arrowhead Park in pickleball, so it's not just for the older crowd. And as well as actually both my kids are now employed by the city of Chandler, both in the aquatics division. They're lifeguards and swim instructors. So we're very blessed that there are so many opportunities for our residents to get out and enjoy everything that we have to offer here, and want to encourage everyone on July 24th. There's a very special event. It is the scavenger hunt that will be on Instagram that you can whip out your smartphone, grab all of your family from toddlers to seniors, and discover some important stories and sites of Chandler. And by looking at the recreational spots that we have and unlocking some challenges, you will have the opportunity to actually win an all-access recreation pass. So make sure you keep July 24th in mind. And even though it's hot, we have shaded playgrounds, we have pools, we have indoor rec centers. So make sure that during Parks and Recreation Month, you celebrate and get out and play. And I look forward to doing with everyone. So thank you.
Thank you. And I'm hoping to get my family to join me and drive around in their car with our smartphones. And I challenge my council members to do the same, so we can have a inter-council challenge with this. Well, we can win amongst ourselves. We are a competitive bunch. Let's take a picture. What a great group of employees we have at the city.
Yeah, yeah.
I think three are exemplary. Council, next on our agenda is the consent agenda tonight. I know that we have had a couple of questions or presentations requested that have been called in. The first is item number 2 by Council Member Orlando.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I had a nice conversation with the acting city manager today, but, and Josh, I know you said this didn't pencil out to do solar at that particular area, but I got a broader question if we could have your staff look into, is give us some thoughts. You know, my concern is SRP, APS, and many other utilities are being challenged to more sustainability. They even have actually laws saying you've got to get to a certain point in so many years. Yet when you look at the current business model, it just doesn't seem to pencil out. And I'm saying to myself, well, how do we get there? So can you get back with us on what the business model is today? And then maybe how do we approach these entities to be able to work with them on these smaller projects, which creates a larger portfolio? Does that make sense?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, Councilman Orlando, thanks for your conversation over the day. We'd be happy to research that and get some information to council about that topic.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the council. It just seems that these things just don't pencil out. And, you know, it's unfortunate because we really want to get there and be more sustainable. So thank you. Thanks, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Next item is called in by Councilwoman Ellis, a presentation on the Lives Of Center and on the Oasis. So if you wouldn't mind, I'll call up Paul and Melinda Gunther with Live Love to make a presentation. You can follow with any questions you have.
Appreciate that, Mayor. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for the invitation. We're really excited to be here. So in 2007, Paul and I, we are the founders of Live Love. We met with staff from the City of Chandler neighborhood programs. We were hoping to find some areas in Chandler that we could serve by partnering, coming alongside residents who were trying to create healthy growth and positive change right where they were living. And so a couple of areas were identified and staff suggested to us here, why don't we try these neighborhoods? So for the next few years, I spent hours walking door to door with my then 3-year-old daughter, knocking, asking questions, listening, interviewing, learning the stories from so many families Those were precious days for me, learning about their vision and their dreams for their neighborhood. And these interviews turned into several citywide service days, most of which ended up taking place launching out of Trinity Christian Fellowship parking lot, who graciously allowed us to infiltrate their entire facility on those days. And it was a great time. We took volunteers and resources from the community and matched them, connected them with residents and their desired projects, and made those things happen. And it was really exciting. It was a fun thing to be a part of. And as they continued then after those service days to sit and listen and ask more questions, we started learning that, you know what, those were great events, but there were needs that went deeper than that, and it required more of us. And so we had to revamp and re-strategize and come up with new things, new ways to do what we were doing. What we did learn, though, was that long-term sustainable community development was a commitment to the people we were serving more than the programs we were offering. And so for Live Love, we believe that connecting with each other and caring for each other, those are the foundations for building a strong community. And so connecting and caring, that became what we are all about. In 2012, we purchased a home on the corner of Erie and Colorado, just right up the street here. And it was an abandoned home. And we did this in response, it was our first anchor point. The neighbors were saying, we really want a place where we can gather together safely in our own neighborhood. And so we took a risk and we bought this house, and together we transformed that. It took a year, it was a long process, but we transformed that house into what it currently is now, which is the Live Love House. And that is where we've been hosting since then, school break programs for kids and teens when they're out of school, monthly service days for senior adults that need some extra care in our community. It's a place where we host large community holiday parties and have provided opportunities for community education with our families and individuals in the neighborhood. We have officially outgrown the Live Love House. We do not fit, even if we pour out into the backyard. And so when this 2-acre piece of dirt came available just down the road from us, we did a lot of scrambling, and we figured out how to snatch that piece up. And we've been sitting on that for a couple of years now, dreaming and going back to our roots and door-to-door and neighborhood vision meetings and surveys. We even had the opportunity to partner with ASU and their landscape architecture program. There was a group of students that needed a project for the semester, and those students partnered together with our neighborhood leaders to interview them and find out, what's your vision? What do you think needs to happen in this community space? And to watch our neighbors dream and give words to these students, who then took that and made beautiful drawings for what it could look like. It got us all very excited. And so we know that the development of this Oasis project is the opportunity for us to continue to do the things that we've been doing, bringing people together in safe and supportive environments. It's going to happen in ways I'm sure we're even unaware of now, but a few of our goals include having a large community garden where families can grow food together and feed their families. That's a big one for us. We want to build a 5,000 square foot community learning space where we can continue to do community education and vocational training for our teens and adults. We are excited to maybe have a teaching kitchen where we can start teaching families how to do that farm to table meal preparation. Pick from the garden, prepare it, and serve it to your family and friends. And then, of course, just a beautifully landscaped green space where families can gather and celebrate holidays and important occasions for themselves. These are the things our neighbors have been asking us for. These are the things we've been trying to do over the years. And I know that this is just the beginning of watching how the Oasis will continue to become an integral part of the everyday life in our neighborhood. This last year's been rough. We've lived a little bit isolated from each other, neighbors, community. So the idea of having a space, especially an outdoor space, where we can gather together again, we're really excited to get started on that. So thanks for allowing me to present a little bit about our vision. And we're here. If you have any questions, we would love to answer them.
Councilmember Ellis.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have a question, but I do have a comment.
Okay, we'll take it.
I have learned about Live Love years ago. Being in Chandler, having been here for 34 years, I know your presence have been very much in the community. And I love the idea of bringing people to get together and connect with them in their own space. You did not want to transport people somewhere else. You just went to them. I also love the idea of communicating with people, asking them what they wanted, and then build it around them, rather than you bringing your own values into it and your own ideas, but you took their ideas and transformed. The last part that really made me excited about this project is the fact that it shows how, where the private sector and the city comes together, what a beautiful thing that we can accomplish. People that are committed to our communities, who are willing to come and put their hands to do the work. It's one thing for us to complain. There's no place for the kids to go. There's nothing for the community to do. But when we have people such like yourselves who decided that, you know what, we're going to be committed. We're going to go to these neighborhoods and we're going to give it 100%. You took the initiative, you came to the city, you sat down with staff and you say, what can we do together? And if this could be an example for us here in our city at this point in time, where we're really at the cusp of turning things around when it comes to relationships with those that are living here in our city, I will welcome it. And I will think that we should foster that. We should ask people to come, bring them to the table, those who have voices. We want to hear that. And live love. Let's live in love.
Sounds
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you.
Council, any additional questions or comments? Councilmember Harris.
First of all, I want to say thank you for being committed to Chandler in the way that you are. I mean, just from a position where I am today, I know that community is going to really, as they already been partaking in the benefits, it's just going to further help those benefits go a little bit further. It's people like you that makes Chandler the city that people love to work in, live in, and play in, because people are committed to seeing our community doing better. And I too am very excited about your project, and I definitely want to support however you are one. I know that community we have a large Hispanic community over there. And so, some great families like the Encinas and others that have been in that area for a very long time that definitely understands what type of commitment you're going to be looking to put forth. So again, I just say thank you. We appreciate you and continue to reach out and communicate in this process. So thank you.
Thank you.
Seeing no others, Paul and Melinda, thank you for coming, and we look forward to, please invite us to a ribbon cutting.
Oh, you'll hear about it for sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right, our next two items also been called in by Councilmember Ellis, a brief presentation on item number 21 and 22. Is Karen Bisnop here? Hello.
Hello.
Hope I pronounced your last name correctly.
It's Bishop.
Bishop.
Yes.
My bad. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Good evening, Mayor Harkey. I appreciate the opportunity to speak before you as well as the council members. Again, my name is Karen Bishop. I am the Community Development and Resources Supervisor with Neighborhood Resources. I am here this evening to provide an overview on items 21 and 22. Home Investment Partnerships Program, or HOME is how we refer to it, are federal funds that are utilized to preserve and increase the supply of affordable housing opportunities for households with low and moderate income. Maricopa County actually receives the home funds from HUD, and the county has established the Maricopa Home Consortium to promote regional and collaborative strategies to address affordable housing opportunities here within the county. The City of Chandler is a member of that consortium. Home funds are distributed to consortium members using a formula-based funding. Additionally, 15% of home funds are required to be set aside for community development housing opportunities, otherwise known as CHODOs. A qualifying CHODO applies for home CHODO funding to Maricopa County for a specific affordable housing opportunity or activity within a designated community. The designated community must certify that the proposed activity fits within their consolidated plan. And then Maricopa County actually executes the contract for the proposed activity, entering into a tri-agreement with the Choto and with the designated and benefiting community. Affordable housing opportunities completed utilizing home Choto funds within the city of Chandler have focused on two strategies: increasing homeownership for households with low and moderate income utilizing a community land trust, and increasing affordable rental housing for households with low and moderate income. Future planned affordable housing opportunities utilizing home Choto funds are presented this evening in Resolutions 5498 and in 5499. Passing and adopting these resolutions enable the City of Chandler to continue to partner once again with two designated Chotos: Affordable Rental Movement, arm of Save the Family of Arizona, and with Newtown Community Development Corporation, Newtown CDC. Are there any questions?
Councilmember Ellis.
Again, no questions. What I wanted to make sure of is that because this is the buzzword now, we are talking about affordable housing everywhere. It's all over, the country. We want people to understand that Chandler is right there at the path and making big moves in order for us to see where we're going and how we're going to be able to transition people into housing and helping them. Thank you so much for all you do. This presentation tonight is what it's telling me is that we have a great partner in HUD and all the other accolades that comes with it in order for us to move forward. We had a great presentation this afternoon in our study session, understanding the pathway that we would like to take when it comes to affordable housing. I said it before and I'm going to say it again. The minute that we transition people into ownership of homes, we are looking at poverty level decreasing. And so if that's where we want to go as a city to help people lift them up out of poverty, this is the pathway. And so thank you so much for your transfer of information actually tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Member. Well spoken. Council, any additional comments related to this? All right. Thank you, Karen Bishop.
All right, thank you.
Council, this is all that have been called in tonight. So we will be gathering again on Thursday to vote on these items as well. We have a preliminary, not acquisition, what's the word I'm looking for? Annexation, thank you. That we'll also be having a public hearing on as well. So thank you, Council. Thank you all for joining us tonight. With that concludes our study session.